Welcome back to the Tell All Bench, Season 2, Episode 3, Feedback. Tell me about it, Jen.
Oh, you want me to give you some feedback live? Okay.
Oh, no, please don't.
Here we go.
I'm too scared.
Yeah, so the topic is feedback, right?
Mhm.
Like, really, who came up with that feedback?
Like the concept of it?
Yeah.
Probably some old man.
Let me give you some feedback, right? We've all
Yeah.
heard that in personal and professional lives, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is like, is it really someone's quest to basically tell you how to be more like me? Or is it genuine care out of what they've observed and are giving you, quote, feedback? What do you think?
It depends on who's giving you the feedback, I think. Like the type of person.
And that matters whether you're going to take it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Especially when you know, like that's one of the things I like jotted down on my walk was like depending on who gives you the feedback. Because you can, like, sometimes you just listen, but then later you learn that like that person did not have your best interest at heart at all. Like they're low key trying to sabotage you.
Yeah, and basically make you come to their side of how they see the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in that same camp of like it matters who it's coming from,
Mm-hmm.
and it's their perspective,
Yeah, most of the time.
and I have a right to hear it, yes, and I choose to do with it what I want to do, right?
I think I'm learning that more of like take it with a grain of salt and like take what you want from it and then like let the rest kind of like roll off a little.
Okay,
But that's
here's
slow.
Here's some
process.
interesting things that I saw, like Gen X giving feedback.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically saying, I'm sharing this because I care, and I don't want to talk about it again. So they're
Sassy.
That's the Gen X like observation of it. The Gen Z in delivering it says, I have notes, but in a loving, healing, psychological way of sharing it.
I can see that, yeah.
So it looks like the Gen Z cares more than what the Gen X does in giving the feedback.
No, I feel like that's 100% accurate, yeah.
Okay. Did you know that there's 4 styles to receiving feedback?
Receiving the feedback, no.
Yeah, let me walk you through what I learned. There's the sponge.
Like absorb everything.
Yeah, they quietly panic in their body, and then they go home and they replay the convo again and again and again and again.
I feel like you're calling me out a little.
I was like,
But I'm trying to get out of that. That's what I was just touching on. Like, I don't want to be like that. But anyways.
but so see how many of these, so who it comes from matters, and then
Right.
how I react to it. So I definitely could see me being sponge. Like, sit there and take it, and then you just grind it again and again and again.
And then you come up with things you wish you said. Oh, that one burns me. I'm like, can I have a redo, please?
Okay, that leads into the lawyer style,
Okay.
which, well, maybe not that one. It says they only listen only to counter argue the points. So they're hearing it and then they are counter
Yeah.
arguing. Okay, that's the lawyer.
I know. Okay.
Then there's the deflector,
Ooh.
which turns criticism into a compliment with a humorous spin. Yeah, I thought that one was
That one
kind of,
takes a lot of brain power, I feel.
or you got to be really quick-witted. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you didn't like that. Rattle off something like, I think that was a compliment, and kind of humorously play off of that. Then there's the ghost, which
I just clicked in my brain anyway.
Wait, I'm curious. What do you think the ghost is?
I feel like just like avoiding, like running away from it, like pretending you didn't even hear it, or you heard it and then you're going to ignore that person.
There you go. Receives feedback, nods politely, and then just kind of disappears. Like,
Yeah. I also know one of those that I'm dealing with currently in my life.
and here's the bonus one. So there were 4 styles, but there's a bonus one. And this one's called the unicorn.
Oh.
Which listens, reflects, and improves. So there's like the hero unicorn. And I like how they labeled that as a unicorn, because how often does that happen when you're getting feedback? Do you genuinely listen, reflect, and improve on all feedback?
Well, no, and definitely not right away. Like, I think it is like maybe because I'm more of the sponge, I guess. Like, I have to like process it. And even if it's not feedback towards me, it's like news. I'm like, I need a second. Like, my brain needs to like think about this.
See,
so
and
I don't know.
I can see in various situations how I've, over my lifetime, responded in all of those styles.
Also, don't you think it depends on like what the feedback is? Like, if it's something super basic, fine, like whatever. Like, if it's like a correction in the moment, maybe like I'm foiling a head of hair and somebody's like, maybe do this, then I would just do it right away if I knew it was like better or whatever, or trusted. But like if it's something like more personal, deeper, then I need time to sit on it. So yeah, I feel like it definitely depends on a lot of things.
And I think you tapped on an interesting thing, like the introverted thinker. Right? We always talk about introverts and extroverts, but to me, there's a personality.
Yeah.
And then there's the way of thinking. And what you're describing is introverted thinking, where I need to take it in and work through it and then come back with a response versus a reaction.
Yeah.
So I think you're hitting all of that. But underneath it, I think the word feedback, though, just kind of sets people off, is what I've known over the years. Like, let me give you some feedback, or some feedback that I heard. And you're kind of like, what is that?
I feel like it just sets you up to feel like you're going to get a dig. Like, I feel like people almost use that word in like a manipulation tactic. And then that's now what everybody thinks it's going to be. Like, it's not going to be positive no matter what it is. Like, it's always something like quote unquote negative. You're going to be hurt. Your feelings are going to be sore, like whatever.
I know we've talked about this a little bit, that yes, it matters who's giving you the feedback. There are ways to receive it better, meaning if I'm asked, like, can I provide you some feedback? And if I'm in the right space, I'll say absolutely. But by someone asking me allows me to, like, no, I'm having a crappy day. I'm not in the right headspace to receive this. But then it's on me to come back to it, right? I think that matters. And I know we've talked also about even when the feedback hurts, sometimes in the middle there is a slice of truth in there, right?
Well, what I was going to touch on too is I feel like depending on the situation, like when people, like let's say that they don't ask if you're ready for feedback and they just start hammering at you. Like I feel like then if you ask like, hey, I actually can't do this right now, most of the time people are like, well, F you, like that's just defense, like whatever. And then they're like, no, we have to do this right now. And it's like, that's not very fair, in my opinion.
I'm going to agree with that. Right back to your Gen Z, if it is about really for genuine care and psychological safety needs to be there, then that's just being passive aggressive to be able to say, no, that's more on the thing of, I basically want to tell you how I want you to change because it meets my needs.
Yeah. And then it's like, if you're not allowing somebody that space and like time, or like even in the moment, if you say like, okay, I can't do this like right now, then they should, in my opinion, they should respond like, okay, should I circle back in an hour? Or like give another time where then we can like touch base again. Like it doesn't have to be now or never, in my opinion. But I know people that are like that, where they're like, no, this is happening right now. I don't give a F if you're like upset, having a bad day, like whatever.
Yeah, no, that's not someone who's after your genuine care.
No.
But I would say that if you say it, no, now is not the right time, that it's on you then to say, I'll come back to you when I'm ready. And you better show up, right? Because then you're sending the message of, I respect you as well.
Yeah.
Sort of a thing.
Definitely can agree with that too. Like whatever
So I thought that was interesting. The 4 different styles. I saw myself various stages in my
Yeah.
career in all of them. So it was kind of a reflective little exercise.
Mm-hmm.
To liven it up a little bit. What was the best feedback? A situation that was feedback was handled really good for you,
Like where I handled the feedback well.
or where you delivered feedback and it was the best, like they received it and da da da.
See, and I feel like the example that I thought of was there's a few different things. Like when I've been giving feedback, like my favorite type of feedback is like within my workspace, it's like the Google reviews because it's like the client is like actually giving their experience and like I'm not telling them to, I'm not paying them to, like whatever. So I love that. And then most recently, I felt like a good like feedback that I received was like the what do you call it? Like silence is power. Like I did not like that in the moment, obviously, and I was like, absolutely not. Like I want to snap back like I normally would. Like screw this, and I just kind of like sat with it, and then it like worked itself out or whatever. I don't know.
Love the energy to just kind of go through, right?
Yeah.
Like don't get hooked emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I would say some of the best feedback that I was, and this is in sports when I was younger. The feedback that I got from a coach.
Mm-hmm.
So do you call that coaching or feedback? And should they be kind of the same? Like, aren't they trying to help? They're giving you feedback on how to get better.
But I also think the word coach, like, in my opinion, has negative
Connotations?
Yeah.
Tell me more. Like the life coach, sport coach, or just coach?
Like the phrase coaching, like I'm going to coach you, or like a coaching conversation. I'm just like, no. I'm like, let's just have a conversation. Like, why does it have to be this like coaching conversation? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm hearing you. Is that a generation a Z thing, or is it an industry? Like
I
your
think it
reaction
might
to?
be industry, to
Okay.
be honest, or maybe it's just like in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, oh my gosh, like miss me with that. Like, let's just have a conversation.
So maybe you gotten beat over that too many times. So.
Because it's like, I don't like when it's like, okay, and maybe this is like the same thing as like feedback. Like, I'm way more willing to be like open and have a communication when it's like we're like on equal playing grounds. I think if you're deciding that we need to have a coaching conversation, now it's you against me, in my opinion. Like, that's how I view it in my head. And then I know that you're in power, quote unquote, over me. And then I'm like, girl, I don't want to have this conversation.
Okay, so a couple of years back, I had heard this thing with the Gen Z, at least in the corporate space, that they were always wanting feedback.
Yeah.
Like, looking for the blue star on everything.
Yeah.
And it, from this generation, it was like, oh my God, I have to praise you and reward you for like getting a drink at the water fountain. Right? That they wanted feedback on that. No, walk on the right-hand side of the hallway instead of the left.
No, yeah.
I mean, I'm being facetious there, but it was almost like that your generation was wanting
too
instant, too much. Is that still the vibe that you want, that feedback all the time? Or have you now been like seasoned in the world where you're like, yeah, less?
I feel like I'm at the point where I'm like less, but I'm also like, I just want open conversation all the time. Like, I feel like instead of it having to be like feedback or coaching or this or that, like I just want to be able to come up to you and be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. We finish it, good, walk away and like go to our shit. Like,
yeah.
I just don't think it needs to be this like massive ordeal. Like, I don't want a trophy. I don't want a freaking prize. Like, I'm good. I just want to have like a conversation and then agree or whatever, like somewhat get on the same wavelength and then like move on.
Mm-hmm.
and like literally be done talking. I'm like, I don't care.
Oh, so then you come over to the Gen X, like, I'm going to share this once and I don't want to talk about it again.
No, seriously, I'm like, geez, I'm over it. Like, oh my gosh.
I feel there's a lot of micro correction that is going on.
Like
And
just micromanage, micro correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that.
And I'm wondering, because Gen X has been deemed that helicopter
Oh.
parenting.
Yeah.
And then I think the millennial right between there is more the snowplow, like clearing the runway, for their kids.
Oh, like making sure they get into no trouble at all.
Yeah. And I think it's gone too far. Gen X, look, we had that conversation on the earlier episodes about we came home when the street light came on, right? Like we were latchkey, we learned how to survive on everything. And then somehow we swung the other way and are helicoptering over the kids and don't want them to have a mistake. And I've really now come to the point where learning from your own mistakes is the best coaching that you're going to get.
Yeah.
But woo, we don't do that well.
Yeah. I think if you grew up not ever having to, like, why would you be able to do it well later in life? And I also feel like it's so hard because I feel like that whole, like, trying to protect your kids at all things, I think that's a lot deeper topic of, like, there probably is some more, like, crazy stuff going on potentially. But no, I know what you mean. Like, we almost went too much the other way. Like, now you can't even play in the yard unless there's a fence or, like, whatever. And it's like, no, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
so
just
bring
weird.
that. So to bring that back to feedback, because I think there's a generation that is always looking to be corrected, looking for the feedback, looking to. And I feel there's a certain point where they're kind of like, yeah, I don't want any more of that now. Let me go.
Yeah.
Right? Letting go and go learn on your own. But I think we have to be careful on how we tee up feedback if we do it, the right way. Which you brought up an interesting point that I want to. How does feedback and reviews correlate? So when I thought about feedback and then reviews, all of a sudden all those reviews started coming in and businesses and surveys and we want your opinion, etc. And what I learned was feedback is private and reviews are public.
Interesting.
But they both are an attempt to speak to quality. Okay. And I was like, okay, all right, I can. But yeah, some of those reviews out there are just scathing. I'm like, really? Maybe you should have had that a little bit more private. But the idea is that feedback tells you what to fix and reviews tell you if the fix worked. And
interesting.
Yeah. So when I thought about that, like, and the question is, do you give a lot of reviews?
No.
I don't either.
I'm the worst.
But
I'm the worst. I will say I'm going to, and then I just don't. And I feel bad because it's like, that's one of my favorite things to see is like a positive review for myself. But then yet I'm like not doing it. I don't know. I don't know what that sorcery is.
Yeah. So I was looking at that going, do you give more feedback or do you give more reviews? And that's something to kind of reflect on. Like,
yeah, for sure feedback. Because I will like hype you up to no end in person. For sure.
Fascinating. Okay, so those were the best feedback. Okay. Then we got to touch the other side. Like, what's the worst? The worst of the feedback situations that you have been involved in without naming names. Oh,
I know. That's the hard part. I'm like, oh gosh, like what do I actually say?
Okay, so here, I'm going to be vulnerable. Here's one. Nonverbals. So I'm pretty sure I was using the sponge. I was using the lawyer. I was using the deflector. And I'm sure I've ghosted at times too.
Yeah, right.
At this point in my life, I don't think I'm the unicorn, which is listening, reflecting, and wanting to improve upon this nonverbals feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found this one to be the worst. So much so that I've heard it twice about my nonverbals that I did a little research on that. Like, what is so bad with the nonverbals? And what's interesting is post-COVID and the virtual.
Okay.
When you used to sit in a and this isn't just corporate, but I'll use that as an example. But when you used to sit in a large room and have meetings, you didn't get the opportunity to look at everybody's nonverbals.
True.
But when you're sitting on the virtual environment and you got 10 people up, you're seeing everybody's nonverbals. And so I just kind of feel like what's wrong with the nonverbals, and the idea that I studied and am lawyering up for
No, literally.
is that actually my showing the nonverbal, like I agree, nodding my head, or I tilt my head and interesting kind of a look. It's actually building trust in the weight off of the other person because they don't have to guess what I'm thinking. My actions, nonverbals, and my thoughts are congruent. So if I look upset, do you know me well enough to trust your judgment of that?
Right.
First point. And then the second one, if I look upset and the nonverbal comes at that and you know me well enough to know I'm upset, well, you didn't have to guess. You now know.
Yeah.
I'm not playing this game like, oh, no, everything is just fine.
Right.
And my nonverbals are showing you the opposite, right? So there was my worst thing when you're giving feedback. That was my worst one. Like, really, what's behind that? I'm actually taking the emotional load off of you so that you can visually see or hear in my tone what's going on. Okay, that was a long story, but man, that's a hot one.
Wait,
all styles.
Somebody gave you that feedback that you have too much.
I have strong nonverbal.
But why is that bad?
Well, girl,
or why did they think it was bad?
Girl, that's why I went and did the research on that. Like,
I think there's a time and a place for everything. That's for sure. Because I've definitely been told I have a bitch face, like for sure. Because I also speak with my face, which is like so annoying because I'm gonna get wrinkles. I'm like, oh my god, Courtney, like literally stop. Like, can you just fucking chill?
But here's the funny part: that now that was such a like zinger to me, now I can't not see everybody else's nonverbals.
Yeah.
And I smile now more than ever because I'm like, did you see that?
You little brat.
Everybody's nonverbal, but why are you looking at me? Like, look at a different square on the video screen. I don't know. Okay.
Okay, well, I feel like my there's like a few things, but one of my like worst feedbacks that I've ever been given is to be less personal with my clients. So I can see where X person is coming from with saying that. They're a lot more old school than me, and I don't want to be like that. But it made me turn into somebody that I just wasn't when I was trying to like put on this facade. Like, yes, I shouldn't say the F word at work, but my clients will be dropping that shit left and right. So it's like, you attract what you are, and those are my people. Like, I don't want to like not be able to say, oh my God, how's your dating life going? Like, how's so-and-so? Oh, are you still seeing so-and-so? Like, whatever. Like, that's the banter my clients and I have, and look at my schedule versus not, because I feel like my clients get the version of me that's most happy and authentic. So I think that's my like least favorite or like the worst feedback I ever got is like telling me basically not to be myself at work. I hate that shit.
You totally nailed it.
Yeah.
On don't go small. Like, that just made you feel small.
Yeah.
And now you're having to do this front that's not authentically you.
Yeah.
So that's a classic to me example where you're like, I heard your comment.
Yeah.
I'll set it aside.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you need to be authentic to yourself.
Yeah. And I think too,
read
it's
the
like,
room.
It was one person's opinion, and like the way that they brought it up to people that were higher than them was just like a weird ass thing. And then those people were like, what? And then I was like, you know what? Screw this. Like, I'm just going to do whatever I need to. And I think that should go for like every aspect of your life. Like, that's why I say, like, I don't want to stop swearing around, like, kids or whatever, because, like, we're in a public space. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I'm not going to stop being me for you or your kids or your dog or your cat or your fucking grandma. Like, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
That's exhausting.
Yeah, we know we've had this topic, and it's I think, well, if it serves you,
Yeah.
right? Now, if being that, and all of a sudden you get wiped out of no clients because no one wanted to hear it, well, then read the
I
room.
learn. Right.
Yeah, you read the room and go, maybe I want to do something different, right? And that goes back to the point of, are you able to be self-aware?
Yeah.
Read the room, read the feedback that's coming to you, and make the choice. And you live with the choice of, I was perceived this way. So then don't get hurt if, you weren't perceived how you wanted to, right? That's why I think it's a real personal, and feedback private.
Yeah.
It's a very personal thing. And the person delivering it should give great care if they genuinely care.
That's the other thing. I'm like, you bitch. You don't care. I'm like, oh. I hate when you know that they don't care. It's like, just stop talking. Please just stop.
Yeah, so
I feel like to wrap up this episode, we need to give some advice.
Give some advice.
Like, look out for yourself. Like, yes, take the feedback and take what you need to from it. But if somebody's just saying something to you to bring you down a notch, or like make you smaller than they want you to be, or keep you where you are instead of like letting you fly and soar, like, you need to just like hear it and like let it roll off your back, because it's not effing worth it.
Yeah, and I'd echo that. To me, the bottom line is it's someone's perspective.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle is the truth, and you get to choose what to accept.
Yeah.
And not,
not latch on to your heart and soul and your being, like,
let it suck everything out of you. So,
So
there you have it. There's our little topic on feedback and reviews.
And we're no longer saying, if you don't know, you won't go. Wait, what? I don't even think that's the phrase.
She can never say it to begin with, so I don't know what
like
season 2 will be.
I'm going to come up with something. Hold me to it. All right. See you later.